Yes, guys. So now after this point, we will dive in and we will solve this project. Let's see how it looks like. So what we need to do is we need to upload our file. So I'm going to my file, which is here. Right now it says that it's connecting. We need to wait just for a couple seconds. Now it's ready. What I'm going to do is I will right click and upload my file, and my file is here. Oops, not, it's here. So right now I will upload it. It will take a little bit time, only a few seconds, and ba-bums. Perfect, so my file is here. That is cool. So here is what we need to do is all steps are given, and what I'm just going to follow all of them, and let's see if we can go all the way to the end. So the number one is I need to import my library. So today we are going to make a pandas library only. So import pandas as PD. Perfect. That is working. And right now I need to bring my data from here to here. So as a variable, I can call it ecom. So, but if you want, you can call df as a data frame, or you can call abc xyz. So whatever you want to use. So I will say the ecom, and from the PD, I will read my CSV file. And I need to provide exactly the file name that is here. It's e-commerce purchase. So I will say e-commerce purchase. Perfect. Let me run it. It gives me error. That means I misspelled something. Let me see. Yes, it's purchase. So yes, it was misspelled. Let me put it. And perfect. So right now what I did, I just imported my pandas library. It is working. And right now I have my data, and I just put it all of them on ecom. So later on, if I recall my ecom, it will pop up. So the second one, it is asking that we need to bring the head of a data frame. And by saying the head is just one of the function, what I'm going to do is I will bring the first 5 rows. So I will say the ecom and head. You see, that is the function. If I do not specify anything inside my parentheses, that is going to bring my 5 values. So right now what I see 5 entries only. Let's go ahead and analyze them. So I have addresses, which is good. I have my lot. I have my AM, PM. What does it mean? That in what time frame it was ordered. And after that, I have my browser information. We have a company who made it. We have a credit card number. We have some details about credit cards, security codes, and provider. You see, we have emails. We have a job title, language, and we have a purchase items, purchase price. So that is also important language, you see. So the data that we are going to use today is it was pulled from the one of the sources, and I believe the credit card information is a fake numbers, because it's not the real numbers, but it looks like at that website they have a different user the interfaces, so they have a different interface in a different languages. Perfect. So we did with that one. So what is next? By the way, guys, you see, I'm giving you here also the outputs, but this is the output just to compare what we are doing right now. So the next one is it's asking, hey, how many rows and columns we have in our data frame. What I need to do is I will go ahead and I'll say ecom and info. So the info is a function. Let me just run it. And perfect. So right now I have some information here. It says that I have a 10,000 rows. So I have a 10,000 entries, and I have a total 14 columns. You see that is a column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all columns are here. Or I can see in a different way. So I have an address, I have a lot, AM, PM, and all the way to the purchase. So total I have a 14. It says 13 here because it started from 0. Perfect. That is good. So what is next? Let's go ahead and analyze them one by one. So the next one, it says that, hey, what is the average purchase price? Oh, yes. So right now I have a purchase price. That is my column. Let me go to my data frame again. I see my purchase price here. It's $98, $70, $0.95, and so on and so on. But do not forget, guys, I have all my 10,000 entries. And also, guys, if you see that is a good picture too. It says that every single column, they are filled in with the 10,000 entries. There's no any empty box or empty spot. You see? So which is good. So my data is clean. what I'm going to do is I will say from my data, which is my ACOM, I want to pull out my purchase price. Let me just run it. If I'm going to run this script only, it is going to bring me every single purchase that I have in my data frame, $98, $70, and all the way to the last, $67. But I want to get an average, and the average is a mean. So that is one of the function in the Pandas. If I run it, that is going to bring me that. So the average of the all purchases prices are equal to $50.35. If you round it, that is going to be 35 cents. Perfect. Let's go to another question. Another question is, what is the highest and what is the lowest price in my data frame? Okay, actually it's almost same. What I can do is I will make a copy and pass it here. The only thing, I will not use the mean function, but I will use the max function. So if I use the max function, so the highest price that was purchased in my data frame, it shows that almost $100. Perfect. What about minimum? So if I make it that one, it's easy also. So I will be using my min function. So it gives me 0. Yeah, actually it's a question mark. Why it's 0? Actually, like that 0 was on my data frame. But if you look in terms of like the management stuff, so you will say, did we sell something for the $0? But who knows? Maybe they
maybe it was too much money to keep the lot just running, so they just gave it for free.
maybe. But there was a bank
Exactly.
transaction because in order to purchase that one, they made a purchase. I mean, like they used the credit card. Maybe they used the coupons or something. But yeah. So the next one is what is and how many people, you see guys, so they are asking, we need to find amount, not entire data frame. So we need to find how many people are using the English on the website. So let me just go back to my data frame, and my data frame shows that I have my languages here. You see, so some of them, they are using French, Dutch, we have a Spanish, and most probably we have some data with the English too. So right now what I'm going to do is, let me just go back to my coding stuff. Where it is? Here it is. So right now I will say, hey, from my ecom, do you remember the ecom is my data frame? I will say language. So if I just pull out, if I just run this one, it is going to bring every single language that I have on my list. So you see all 10,000 languages. But I will say that, hey, can you bring only which is English? So they use this short way. And if I run it, it will give me Boolean. So false, false, false. In some cases, they have a true, true, and false, and false, and false. Okay, perfect. So that is my condition. But I want to bring that as a data frame. Here is a little bit confusing part, maybe for some of you. Let me just bring it and I will explain. So by saying the first one, that econ, what does it mean? So we are asking the Python, hey, can you bring everything in a data frame? But if we have a dead brackets and we have some conditions inside, you see we have some conditions going on, and we are telling that, hey, from the ecom language column, whatever is equal to English only. You see, that is my condition. So they will apply this condition and they will sort it and bring to us. Let me just run it. And ba-bams. Perfect. So right now I have my entire data frame. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And you see, guys, all English only was pulled out from my data frame. That is good. But it says that how many, it's not asking me to pull out everything. So what I can say that, can you count it for me? If I count that, it will tell me that, hey, we have 1,098 people using the English language. So it gives me, or if you want, you can use the info as well, which is absolutely fine. It will say that we have 1,098 and it will give more details about that one. So whatever you want to use, the count function, the info function, so both of them will be working. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to another one. So again, how many? You see, guys, that is the key point. They are not asking, can you bring the entire data frame? So we need to just give a count. A job title, who are lawyer. Okay, so let me go back to my data frame again, and let's see what kind of titles we have. Oh, we have a job. You see, that is my column, and we have a different jobs here. And some of them, they are lawyers. Okay, so let me just zoom in a little bit. What I can say that from my ecom, that is my data frame, and I want to pull out the job, the column job, and which is equal to lawyer. Let me run it. Now it gives me a boolean again. So that is a false, that is false, and some of them are true. So, but if I want to see as a data frame entirely, so what I need to put in my data frame like that one as well. Perfect. So right now I have all my detailed information, and those people, those transactions are with all lawyers. Let me see. You see, I have a lawyer here, lawyer. Perfect. But again, coming back to my question, it says that how many, what we need to do, it's the same also. So I can say count. If I say count, what it is going to do, it will say only 30 people in my website, on my data frame actually, they are having the title of the lawyer. Okay, so let's keep moving on. So you see, guys, you can use the account, or if you want, you can use the info. It's up to you. So both of them will, so the info will just give you more detailed information. So I can see there we have 30 entries. Now, here is a little bit tricky point. So right now, I want to know how many people are shopping during the AM time or the PM time. Okay. So let me just bring my ecom. So let me just put a head because I don't want to see entire data frame. So perfect. So right now we have 10,000 entries, and we have a data. It shows in which day of which period of the day they are shopping. So that is a PM time, that was a PM time, and some of them they are AM time. Okay, so what I can do is I can use the function which says group by. So they are going to analyze all of them to me. And I need to open the parentheses, and I need to specify what I need to group. I will say AM or PM. So basically what it is going to do, it will go inside and it will check how many different variables we have, or how many different inputs we have. And let me just run it. It will not give me any input. It says that it already was grouped. But I will say that, can you count that? I want to bring my count here. Perfect. So right now you see it says that on AM I have a little bit less than 5,000. During the PM I have more than 5,000. That is good. But the only thing is, you see the question again says how many, but we are giving more than needed. So we have a lot of information, but we don't need to show that one. So how can I hide some of them? So we can say that, hey, I want to pull out that number only, because all of them are looks like same. And from here, I will add another one. I will say, can you pull out address only? Does it make sense, guys? So up to here, it was grouping. You see, the highlighted code is, it's all this entire my data frame. But if you put that specific, that it is going to pull out one column only. So if you run it, perfect. So I see the numbers only. That is amazing. And which just makes sense, guys. You see, usually people during the PM time, they are doing more shopping than AM time. Okay, so what is most common jobs are in my title, in my data frame. So that is a little bit tricky, guys. So let me recall my data frame again, and let's see what we have. I have my jobs here. So right now I need to figure out how many different jobs I have. So from here, let me just get, I feel that, guys, some of you are chatting to me. Okay. I'm looking for my resources too, guys. So what I can do is from my ecom, so that is from my data frame, I want to look on the job, whatever is job title, and I will say what is the value count. That is the new function. So let's say, you see I have a job, which is pull it out from my ecom, and I'm counting my value count. So let me just run it. Perfect. So right now I have all of them. But if you use the count only, so let me just use the count only. Oops, by the way, it was misspelled because it was without that one. So it says that, hey, I have 10,000 entries in my job. But what if I want to sort it because we have a lower and lower was repeated a couple times. So that's why we need to use another function which says value counts. I will put the value counts here, and that is going to sort me. You see, so there are 31 people who are interior designers. So we have a 30 people with the lawyers. But they're asking the 5 most common uses. What we can use it, we can say the head. If I do not specify anything inside, as a default, it will bring me a top 5. So that is a 5. So if you want to get more, let's imagine you want to have a 10. So you need to specify how many you want to see. But as a default, it will bring the 5 only. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so there is another question. So there is a one person who bought a lot 90W2. So let me just go ahead and I will pull out it. So I will say ecom and head because I just want to figure out what is the lot stands for. So I have the second column, it says a lot. So that is a 46 IN, 28 RN, and so on and so on and so on. So I need to find a person who bought this 90WT. And it's not asking what is the name of that person. It's not asking like other information. The only thing they are wondering that how much they paid for that. So we don't want to see the name. We don't want to see the address, the email address, or the credit card number. The only thing we want to see how much they paid for that lot. Okay, so let's see. What I can say that from my ecom, let me bring my lot, which is equal to 90 WT. So let me just, it says false, false, true, false. Perfect. So I have my Boolean. Right after, I will just bring my data frame itself. If you put it that way, it is going to bring your entire data frame with that condition only. So it looks like, yes, we have a one person who bought that one, W90T. Perfect. But the question is, what was the price? So that means we don't want to see that information. We don't want to see that information. What we want to see what was the purchase price, that column only. And at the end, I will just add that one. And I will say, can you pull out the purchase price here? So if I run it, guys, you see it is going to pull out only that information, which is good. Perfect. So let me just keep moving on. Now it's almost same, the idea same. It says that, hey, what is the email address of the person? So they are not asking the name, they are not asking the address, they are not asking the credit card information. The only thing, what is the email address of the person who is using that credit card? Okay. So what we are going to do is, I will say from my ecom, I believe that was credit card, the column name, and I will say the equal, let me put it here. Let me just run it. Let's see how it looks like. Perfect. So false, 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 and one of them must be true. So we need to pull them out. So I will say the ecom, can you bring it to me, please? So if I put on entire data frame, now, perfect. I see one person who is using that credit card. Okay, that is good. But the question is, what is the email address? So they don't want to see everything. And let's see what is the email. The email is here. And I will say email. Yes, perfect. So the email address of the person who is using that credit card is here. Okay? Any questions so far? I think it was clear enough.
So,
Yes.
would it not work if you put it in like the quotation mark, or why would you not put it in the
Perfect.
put it?
That is good question. So let me just go ahead. Let me add some lines here because I don't want to mess with the other stuff. So if I say the ecom info, if I bring that one, so let's analyze that. I will get my pen. It says that I have a 10,000 entries and also I have a 14 columns. So those are my columns. But it says that, hey, two of your datas, like in two of them, we have a 14. Two of them, they are integers. One of them, they are float. What is the float? It's a decimals. But the rest of them, they are string. You see? So the address was a string. The lot was a string because we have a 90 WT. But the credit card, where's my credit card? My credit card, it's integer. You see? If I put in the quotation, they cannot match it, even if the numbers are same. So the 55 is not same as the 55 string, because that has a different format and that has a different format. So that's why I didn't use the quotation, because we already know that was integer. Does it make sense? Did I answer your question?
Okay, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. That is good. And thanks so much for asking that question. That is amazing. Now we have something else. Now let me just get my pen because I want to analyze it. Again, let's go one by one. It says in how many, so we need to pull out a number. How many people are using the American Express as a credit card and they purchase it more than $95? So right now we have two conditions. Do you remember? Let's go remember that if I have a one condition only, so I will put my data frame, which is ecom, and I will open the brackets like that one, and I will write my condition here. That is for the one conditions. What if I have a more than one condition? 2, 3. So for this question, I have two conditions only. So what I need to do is I will write my ecom, so that is my data frame. I will open and close my brackets. And inside, I will write the two conditions. That is a condition 1, that is a condition 2. So here there is no need to put the parentheses because we have only one condition. That is good. But here we need to put the parentheses. So that is a condition number 1 and that is a condition number 2, and we need to put that sign in between. We cannot write and in pandas. The pandas is not accepting and, so we need to use that sign. But if your condition has or, you see right now we have and, but what if you have or? You need to do is that way. So it's the same structure. I have that one, and you need to put a straight line. It's not a slash. It's like, I'm not sure if you see on your keyboard that is just a straight line. So that stands for or, and that stands for and. Okay. So let me just go ahead and let's type it. Now, I will say from the ecom, let me open the brackets and I will make a little space here so you will see clear what I'm doing. That is the first condition and that is my second condition, and in between I will put and. Okay, so I'm done with my structure. So right now I'm going to go and fill them inside. Any questions so far? That is good. So right now I need to make my first condition. So people who are using American Express, and how can I find it? They are here, CC provider, credit card provider. Now, I'm working with the first one. That is a little bit tricky. From the ecom, from my data frame, which is CC provider, and equals to American Express. That is my first condition. Guys, I do hope that I'm not messing your mind. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. So that is my first condition. Okay, and what about second condition? My second condition, that from the ecom, I want to get a purchase price, and the question says which is above 95. It's not 95 and more. So whatever is more than 95, so I will put that way. So I will compare the purchase price, which is more, 95. So guys, did you understand what I did here? It looks a little bit long scripting, but I do hope guys you are kind of aware what I'm doing now. So that is my provider. Let me just run it, and perfect. And now you see guys, I can see all my American Expresses and they made purchases that more than $95. Let's go back to my question, and it says that how many. So they don't want to see all entire this data. You see how many? And very last, I will just put count. So if I make it count here, where it is. So we have a 39 people who are using American Express and they purchase it more than $95. So that is a 39. Okay, okay. And I think we are done.